Okay, so as I am working on this one, you guys should be doing the notes with me and following along. So today we are going to find the common denominators. We have been doing it with area models or with models on the polypad, but today I'm going to show you guys how to use it without the polypad. I know some of you guys already got the hang of it or found a way, but if you haven't done so already, I will show you guys today. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start off is these are two fractions. We're going to be looking at our denominator. Okay, so this one right here is telling us that our denominators are going to be telling us the multiples. So for 3/4, my multiples, I'm going to be doing multiples of 4. Now this part, we're doing the LCM for 4 and the least common multiple for 3. So multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16. For multiples of 3, I have 3, 6, 9, and 12. Okay, so the first step is finding multiples, okay, for your denominators. Now, once I did my multiples, I'm going to find which one is the common one between both 3 and 4. So if I look carefully, both of them have 12 as a common multiple. So my common denominator for both of them is going to be 12. Once I have determined my common denominator, I need to look what number am I going to multiply to get to 12. So remember that your new denominator is not going to be 12. So from 4 to 12, what do I need to multiply by to get to 12? So this is what you're going to do. Within your multiples, you're going to look at how many times you have to multiply to get to 12. So if you think about it, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. So when I fill this in, 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Now, this is the important part, and I need you guys to write this down. This is what we're going to say in this part when we're multiplying. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So this is what you're going to say in this part. So here, whatever I do to the bottom, I'm going to do to the top. So if I'm multiplying by 3 in the bottom, I have to multiply by 3 on the top as well. So 3 times 3 is going to equal to 9. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now that I have my multiples of 3 and I know that my new denominator is going to be 12, I'm going to follow the same steps. Looking at how many times do I have to multiply 3 to get to 12, I'm going to use my multiples. So I'm thinking again, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to fill in the blank right here. And I'm going to use this to know what to do in my numerator. So whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So because I'm multiplying times 4, I'm going to multiply times 4 in the top. So 2 times 4 is going to be 8. Now my new fractions, instead of 3/4, 3/4 is now going to equal to 9/12. And 2/3 is now going to equal 8/12. So now I have my common denominator for both. Now, depending on what they're asking you to do, either add or subtract, then we'll do that using these new fractions. Okay, but this is how we're going to find the common denominators without your area models. Remember, you're going to do your LCM first, find the common denominator between both, then you're going to multiply depending on what your least common multiple says. And whatever you do to the top, you're going to do to the bottom, and vice versa. Whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to do to the top. Okay, and lastly, you'll find your equivalent fractions based on your common denominators. Okay, make sure that you have this written down on your own paper. We're going to glue this onto your notebook so that way you guys are familiar with the steps. And these are the steps. Okay, one more time. Step number 1 is identifying your multiples. Step number 2 is identifying your common denominator. And step number 3 is doing this one. Whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom because you're multiplying to get to your new denominator. Okay, that should lead you to your new fractions, your equivalent fractions.